What is everyone? Welcome to the Nerd On Update, the show where we talk about the stuff in the news that excites us, and in the later half of the show, we talk about the things that you ask us, otherwise known as questions. We don't introduce the hosts here, but I'm Corey, and
Good.
how are you guys doing? How's everyone doing out in the chat? How my fellow hosts, who I'm not going to introduce, doing? Barry, Tom.
No.
No.
Don't say my name.
Shout to Ethan Who for subbing for 19 months. Thank you. Black Diablo Mama giving us a question in the chat. It's Monday. Yeah, I'm actually I do have things. Do we want to do it? Do we want to talk about it? Because I have things to say about my weekend and what happened.
I mean, I'm having
Sure.
I'm having a good day. I was called an honorary. I look like a Jonas brother. So I'm happy. I'm feeling confident today.
Okay.
Let's do this.
So you know, I have you know, you're in LA, you make friends, and in LA there's people doing multiple things, as anywhere, right? Some people are like, hey, nice to meet you, I do photography for the website. You're like, oh, okay, that's crazy, I don't know what that life is like. And there's someone's like, I'm an actuary. It's like, I still don't know what that means. And then sometimes in
Sounds
LA
like it all winds up in porn.
maybe.
Yeah.
We should go ask him. I have a friend who is a trainer, who trains people on their physical wellness, trains people from all ages, typically from like you know, high school students to like, you know, people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, you know, all ages. And he hit me up last week. Because after this recording, at some point, there's going to be a holiday that many people abhor, have anxiety about, get depressed about. Some people say it's a sad time of the year. Again, we were talking about this in the green room in our Discord, which you guys should go check out. You slowly start not giving a shit about anything anymore. So it's not like a listless like nihilism. It's just more like stop letting things affect you negatively kind of thing. You're just like, all right, whatever, man.
You talking about my birthday?
Is this all about Valentine's Day? What is this?
It's about Valentine's Day.
okay.
It's about Valentine's
okay.
Day.
Corey, everyone's just real sad at your birthday.
I know. I had no idea.
Well, it's because, you know, the more important birthday comes after. You know what I'm saying?
Right, my daughter's birthday. Got it.
Anyways,
Tom got the uncle memory. Uncle points for you. Yeah,
so
uncle points.
one of my friends, he hit me up and was like, hey man, you're gonna get this invite. And I was like, what? And he's like, it's a singles boxing mingle Valentine's Day thing. And I was like, for sure. I'm not really down for this. I know I'm single as fuck, but I'm not really down for this if there's just gonna be a bunch of dudes there, because, you know, that's just like a weirdo vibe. And he said, there's actually a problem. There's not enough girls going to this thing. I was like, or there's not enough dudes going to this thing, and there's too many girls. I was like, okay, I'll go, but I'll mainly go because it's your friend, and I'm always here to help out local business and shit like that, whatever, right? Because, you know, single events for me, it's just like, that's just, I don't know, it's not for me. It's not for me. But then I joked, I was like, you know what? I'll now be able to say I've been to one. Fast forward, get through all of it. But the intention behind it wasn't bad. The execution could use some notes. The people attending fucking suck. Single people, y'all are fucking ruining it for other single people. Do y'all not realize this? Like, just because you're like, and it's not because like, oh, you're single, you're not attractive or where the fuck, not interesting. It's just like the level, like you're not really open to meet people and make connections and like actually have a good time. I think everyone there is just 100% that high school LA bullshit of like, this is beneath me. I'm only going to talk to who I think is the traditionally good looking people. And even when they talk, they have nothing to really talk about. Like, there was a scavenger hunt thing, and there's like a lot of things you can make jokes about. And again, you're at a single event, so have fun with that, right? Like, have fun with the fact that like, okay, we're all single and we're all came here to do this thing. No one, not one person. I was just like, oh, it was just like one of those like, oh my God. So, yeah, you know, they say go to a single event, get together, have a few laughs, and fucking lies. Yeah, that was my part of my
Die
weekend.
Hard reference you threw in there?
It was
Kind of see
A
what's
little
going
bit.
for it.
Yeah.
It was, you know, hey man, I'm firing at half the cylinders I could fire at, whereas all the single people I saw have no cylinders to fire with so far. But that being said, I played some Magic with Corey. that was cool. I went to like a little hike trail, which I found out apparently that most of the hikes that I've been to are very opposite of what most hikes are, where they're long drives and short hikes. Most of the hikes I've normally been to have been short drives and really long hikes. But no, you know, what
Yeah.
else? That was my weekend. How about
It was a good
y'all?
weekend. I mean, I played some Magic with you. We had a game where Tom and I killed each other at the same time. It was good times. That was probably my favorite game of the night. Let's see, what else did I do this weekend? I don't think I did much. We just kind of got the house ready. We're going up north to visit some family for a weekend. We got my godparents' 50th wedding anniversary, and then the next day we're doing a big birthday thing for Juniper. So just trying to get as much work in as we can. Sunday, I think we just chilled. I went to the park for a bit. We're trying to fix our roof. That was a lot of fun. It's rained like crazy in LA, and our roof leaked on the inside. So we're trying to get this, supposed to rain this weekend while we're gone. So I've been trying to work really hard to get that patched up as quick as I can. YouTube college out here, baby. But I'm gonna cut open my roof this week and put up some new drywall and all that fun stuff. I have no idea what I'm doing. Please help. But
Please
yeah,
send
other than that, just hanging out, relaxing, chilling all max and relaxing all cool and shooting some b-ball outside of the school. What about you, Barry?
Oh, you know, just living the dream. Lost power a lot, but didn't have any ridge. So we're good. Yeah, we're good there. Lost one section of fence. Got it repaired relatively quickly. Other than that, you know, managed to keep the freezer cold. So like that was a big, because you know, just important thing. Other than that, I mean, you know, this weekend watched the game. Upset by the outcome, but overall enjoyed it. Usher was boring. Disappointed by Usher.
I liked Usher. I'm an Usher guy.
Wait, you like Usher or you liked the performance by Usher?
I like Usher and I didn't hate the performance.
I have no problem with Usher. There's no hate for Usher in my heart. His performance was lackluster. Alicia Keys, phenomenal. Luda? When is Luda? Luda's always Luda. He's perfect. Little John looked great.
He's jacked.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, like Usher, he was fine. He was fine. I mean,
here's the thing. I missed Usher, guys. I missed that whole thing. My sister's a big Usher fan. I think I just two ships in the night.
You know what's funny? When Usher came on, I was excited, and then Mikey looked at me and he was like, "You like Usher?" Then I was like, "How do you like Usher?" And then he was like, "Tom, I'm older than you." Then I was like, "Exactly." Like Usher came around with my junior high school years. Like, what are you talking about, bro? And so he was like,
I mean, we're only a couple years apart. It's not that.
I understand. I understand. But what you, Corey, like you've done to your sister, has put me in the mentality that people who are older than me would not be about Usher. And so now I'm like, because you said your sister was about Usher.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh, I'm closer age to your sister than I am to you, technically.
But Usher was huge when I was in high school. I just missed it, and I wish I hadn't, because people are stoked on Usher.
I feel like Usher was huge for like a good
3 years,
like 10 years, dude.
Longer
what are you
that,
talking about?
Yeah. Wait, no. Burn, Confessions, yeah. That was like, I think, the peak. Obviously, afterwards, like Love in This Club was like a little bit his later years. I think, but he already had like it'd been done.
All I'm saying is I was awkwardly grinding on girls. I feel like from like listening to Usher from like 6th grade to like college, dude. Like I just ran the gamut of me, you know, awkwardly dancing, you know. So
yeah,
anyway.
I wish I hadn't missed it. I mean, you know,
it wasn't bad. It was not bad. It just like, I don't know. I feel like every Super Bowl show in the last
the Dre one was hard to top, though. That one was.
Oh yeah.
That was like an art installation mixed with a concert. You know,
hard
like
one to top.
I mean, yeah, you can't beat like that and like Prince. Other than that, like what are we doing?
Are you talking about Prince playing Purple Rain in the rain? Come on.
I mean, that was magical. Like he summoned Thor to like make that happen.
That might be the best halftime performance I on my list, I think.
I mean, it's up there. Like it's
All right.
definitely up
Anyway,
there.
I was gonna say the
Anyway.
only thing I think to me Usher fans would have probably wanted more from that performance is if it did start raining and he did the like the Let It Burn song dance in the rain shit, and I'm like, that Usher has done that, and then but his clothes came off. That was the thing. Like Usher shirt always comes off somehow.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like I totally hijacked your weekend though. So after the Super Bowl.
Oh no, I mean watch the Super Bowl. It was my children were melting down by the end because we went into an overtime and past bedtime, and they were just like losing their minds. We lost, which was disappointing. We come home. But other than that, I mean, things have been good. I haven't been here in a minute. I've done all kinds of
Welcome back,
wacky things. Like I think I went to Disneyland since the last time I've been on the show.
So close and yet so far.
Yes.
Yeah. It honestly, like, it ended up working out perfectly. And if I had found any time to hang out with you guys, it would have just thrown off the trip completely.
I'm not, here's the thing though. Disneyland is far enough away from where we are where it makes sense.
Everyone's always like, oh, you're going down to LA. And it's like,
it's like 45 minimum, 45 minutes.
Yeah, but hey, you want to come out to
was
dinner?
at Universal, and that is 6.5 minutes from where I live, and I'm so mad.
He's a terrible person. I mean,
I was like, I will come to you. Just know, I'll come meet you at City Walk.
No, that's a
I've still never met the man. It'll happen.
Jesus,
so
really?
Close. So close. We were this close.
We'll make it happen eventually.
Two ships kissing in the night.
Went to Disneyland during the holiday season. It was wonderful. It was magical. I cried. Went to Vegas a couple weeks ago with the missus just to get a weekend away. There's a place that does $10 tattoos. It's the ultimate souvenir. It's just like you go in and it takes 30 seconds for this dude to buzz on a tattoo. It's great. Did another one over here the next day just because we were bored. Got a tiny little dagger in the skin here. And then we got matching paper airplanes, my wife and I.
I love that.
And then the other day, an artist that I follow here in Sacramento, she posted some artwork. I can't show it very well. Anyway, it's a gorilla. And I was like, I'm getting that done.
Yo.
So just getting some ink.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And that's about it. Just I'm not just busy as shit, but like
I like the little.
I'm enjoying it.
I like the paper airplane thing because it's kind of like you're just sliding to each other's DMs.
Exactly. No, I mean, and that's how it started with like MySpace, like messaging and stuff. Like messaging, sending messages back and forth is very much a part of our relationship, whether it's social media or physical notes and when we were in college and stuff. So it's definitely part. Do your Taco Bell arrive, Corey? Is that why you're so excited right now?
No.
Oh.
No.
I love it. But yeah, no, it was good. Got the ink. Like I said, I've just been busy, but like just normal stuff, like life stuff. Just it's been a ton of fun.
Hey, taking learning lessons from the craft of the entertainment of writing and the art and all that shit. Living life is also part of the art, right? So it's like
100%.
Baby, fucking do what you gotta do.
100p.
We got some things to talk about tonight. We got some news. We got some questions. Maybe not as many questions. I wanted to have questions, so I'm looking for the chat.
A lot of news, so.
I'm looking for the chat. Send them some of them questions in the chat. Throw it in there. Don't even worry if we're not even going to get to them because we're going to copy them, put them on for next week. But let's do some news. Corey is shoving his food in his mouth, so I'll go first so he can eat some food.
Those of you who don't know, I got home 15 minutes before the show started.
So let him eat. This will be like a mukbang for him, and then he'll add into whatever we need to talk about. Everyone in the chat talk about it as well, and Barry will bounce off that. But the topic, I don't even remember my fucking topics. I remember I just put them in all together at the last minute. So the topic. Oh, I mean this trailer had been out for like a couple of days before the Super Bowl, but Dev Patel makes his directorial debut. Working with Monkey Paw, aka Jordan Peele's company, to make Monkey Man. Looks like an action thriller based a film, and I couldn't tell you what the plot is. The trailer looks like some people did bad things. Now Dev Patel must go do worse things to these bad guys. Looks great. The action scenes are very dynamic. Camera is moving. You know, people's faces are being smashed with alcohol, then lit on fire with like a stove burner. You know, cool, bombastic stuff. I think the big deal is one, Dev Patel is directing it. You know, someone who's been in the industry for such a long time. You know, made a big bombastic, you know, kind of splash. Obviously, he's been probably doing some work before then, but Slumdog Millionaire. Then, you know, got things like Lion. Got things like I don't want to say it. Green Knight.
Should I not have said that?
What'd you say?
That's what I said. I said Green Knight.
Oh, Green Knight's fine. I was going to go to Last Airbender. Yeah, and so now he's grown into such a fine man in the industry. Obviously, great actors aggregate to some of the greatest directors. So it's really cool. He's acting, directing in his own thing, and it looks like, to me, everyone has their own little insight of what they might think it is, but it kind of actually looks a little bit like maybe if there was anyone that was going to do this movie the way that, you know, he would want to do it, if the role was given to him, he'd probably want to direct it. Or maybe he was trying to direct the movie and then maybe he didn't find anyone that was going to be the right part, and so he ended up just being in the role. Or he was an actor who was just like, you know what, if no one's going to give me these roles, I might as well just do it myself. And I'm like, that's, you know, whatever, no matter what way it is, I'm like, that's pretty cool.
It looks awesome. I mean, from the trailer,
Corey, you're still eating.
You were talking about. Oh, sorry, my bad.
No kidding.
No, the action looks like I was gonna say John Wick mixed with Bourne, like the Bourne series action, where it's a lot of in-camera action, but it's very like you're saying, like faces on burners and stuff like that. It reminded me of like Jason Bourne, where they're just using the environment to its fullest to act these action scenes out, and I'm here for it. I was pretty pumped. I think Tom and I sent each other trailers on the same day, and I was like, check this out. He's like, yeah, but check this out.
Oh, because you saw Ministry of Ungentlemanly. No, what would you see? Was it Ministry?
That was the one.
Yeah, that one looks great.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm pretty into this. And then he was like, well, check this out. And I was like, yeah, all right. That's pretty great.
Let me.
So I'm here for it, man.
Barry, have you seen that trailer?
The newsroom. That's where I'm trying to remember what else Dev Patel was in. He was in the newsroom. Okay. Sorry. My brain has just been thinking about that for the last 5 minutes.
What are you pulling up, Tom?
Okay, I just want to make sure this was actually true. So
that's important.
Maybe a week ago, Universal, or, you know, whatever tabloids and trades may be, released that Universal would be doing another Jurassic World film. Before I continue the story, shout out to Brad for the raid. Welcome all you raiders. But yeah, there would be a Jurassic World 4 film, which is weird because it just should be called Jurassic 7, but whatever. So Jurassic World 4 would be in development, and David Leitch would direct it. And then like 2 days later, David Leitch dropped out from directing. So, you know, it's one of those
promising start.
It's one of those
spot open, Tom.
Yeah, David Leitch, and the way they said it was bullet train director, and I'm like, you should probably start out with John Wick director. I think, or guy who brought you John Wick is doing Jurassic, you know, or, you know, guy from Fall Guy, Atomic Blonde, Deadpool, Hobbs and Shaw. But no, we're going with bullet train director, and I'm like, I know that just came out.
I mean, it was great. I love really Bullet Train.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you wanted to really hype it up, you go with the bigger franchises. That being said, yeah, so he dropped out, and they're on the look for a new director in that Fallout. Yeah, that's that news. It reminds me, and I hate to bring up a sore subject for Corey, when Halo Infinite was like, this is going to be the biggest, baddest game of all time. One director drops, 2 director drops, 3 director drops. It's just like, guys, like these.
And then they were like, we focused on everything you love, which is why multiplayer campaign is not available for a year.
We focused on everything that'll get us money, like Fortnite, like the online fighting stuff and PUBG. And but anyways, it's just like, you don't normally hear about directors dropping out of like a project that ends up being good. The only recent example I have heard of recent was how
Zacky Snyder.
no, what's her face? Fleabag.
Oh yeah.
How she dropped out of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Dropped out of Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Donald Glover. And I think that got like a lot of people on fire with the idea like, yo, this is gonna be an incredible, crazy show. And then she dropped out for creative differences. And she apparently it was very amicable. Like, I've had screening events with people, and people were like, that was actually it was a very good, like they have still good relationships. And I'm like, that's cool. You don't hear, so like when you hear it at like this level of like Jurassic World 4, when they're like still in development, I'm like, just as a script's probably not even made. How did you already drop out? So, it's like, I don't know. It's crazy. That's all my news.
Cool.
Corey.
Good timing. So, first thing we're going to talk about is Taco Bell. Now that I've lived Moss over here on my end, Taco Bell, a few days ago, had their own conference, their own Apple event. They had their own E3
keynote
happening. I think it was called the Live Moss event. And it was a 1.5-hour keynote on the different foods coming to Taco Bell in 2024 and the future and beyond. Some of them not as exciting as I was hoping. I think they're going to try gyoza, which I'm like, don't. But,
I'm here for it. As someone who's a fan of the Kogi truck, I'm here for it.
I'm just saying, there's a little something for everybody here. They went real hard on the Baja Blast. Because Baja Blast, I believe, turns 20 or 25.
Yes.
But also
20. It's the 20th anniversary.
But also TikTokers have like given it new life. You've seen the Baja float.
Sure. They're gonna have Baja Blast gelato.
Ooh.
And do you know their cinnamon twists?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have Baja Blast twist.
No.
So they've turned the Baja Blast into sugar dust, and they've dusted the twists.
I mean, I guess Baja Blast is supposed to be it's citrus, so.
And they announced that they will be here longer this year, but the nacho fries are moving towards a permanent home at Taco Bell. Now, those are the least exciting things that I have to talk about. Are you a nacho fry fan, Barry?
No. My son is a huge nacho fry fan, and it is very to make it away. I am a rolled chicken taco fan, and those last for like 5 days at a time. It's bullshit. It's the worst.
So some of the things they've announced in the coming years is they are partnering with a little company called Salt and Straw.
Whoa.
I don't know if you've heard about this company. It is an ice cream company out of Portland. It's very good.
Oh, no.
They're partnering, and they are bringing back the Choco Taco with Salt and Straw ice cream. Why is this Tom? This is amazing.
Thing.
No, as in like it's one of those things where it's like you can't, like, the fat boy inside of me is just like, but my cholesterol. I'm training to be able to run a marathon at some point, guys.
And you still can.
The other thing is they're bringing in
like gelato
milkshakes. They're bringing milkshakes to Taco Bell.
Okay.
They're gonna have 4 different flavors, but one of them is horchata with, and they all have crispy churro bits on top.
Okay.
I love horchata.
So that's gonna be delicious.
I fucking love horchata.
They're also doing a chimichanga and chalupa togetherness.
Nice.
They're calling it the chimilupa. It looks pretty great.
It's gonna be the new enchilito.
Yeah,
They should have just called it the
introducing an elote
chongas.
dip. Yeah, the chongas.
chongas.
introducing a corn elote dip to go alongside.
Mm.
They've also partnered with
Elote?
yeah, elote dip. It's gonna be great. Look, there's like 30 things they introduced. I'm just going over the highlights. The biggest one they say for this was their one more thing moment. They pulled up a picture of a Crunchwrap Supreme and they said, "This is like the pinnacle of Taco Bell." And I agree. Crunchwrap Supreme is my favorite thing on the menu. I get other stuff, but I always get the Crunchwrap Supreme as my anchor for my order. So they bring it up and they go, "Looks like a Crunchwrap Supreme, right?" Boom, screen flickers, X-ray, giant Cheez-It in the middle. And they could not stress enough, 16 sizes larger than a normal Cheez-It. It is now the Cheez-It Crunchwrap Supreme.
I love it.
And I am here for it. Look, Cheez-It's my go-to road snack.
Yeah.
So
Holy shit.
Yeah. Tom's looking it up.
That's a beautiful.
I know. I put it on stream.
Barry, there is about 10 other things that they announced that I can't even remember. I'm so excited for.
I want them to bring back. So one of my the commercial I remember so remember when the Enchilada was first introduced in like the early 2000s, and they had that group of like stoner dudes who were like all in like piled in like a van, and they would like doing like they were like riffing off each other, and they had one of the guys who he did the rap about the Enchilada.
Oh my god.
And he said my name is David, but my friends call me G. One hungry young boy I be. I'm smooth like a penguin. I look good in a tuxedo. So hook me up with a gooey Enchilada.
Holy shit.
Like that is burned into my, because my name's David. Yeah. And it's I want them to bring them back for this new amalgamation. Like, come on, like bring those dudes back.
Bring that
back
commercial back would be
do it.
Huge.
Nostalgia is hitting so hard right now, and early 2000s Taco Bell would just be like a moneymaker.
Oh yeah. They're introducing what's called the triple decker taco.
Okay, but when did this go live?
This is all announced for the upcoming year, Tom.
I'm just seeing the taco stuff, and I'm just like, okay.
So the triple decker, you have the double decker taco, which is the regular taco and the soft shell taco. They're now introducing a cheese crisp shell on the outside of the soft taco shell. Yes. And the last big thing they introduced that I'm gonna talk about is they introduced a cold brew coffee. They're partnering with Beekeeper Cold Brew, and it's going to be an horchata cold brew coffee.
Bro, you can't.
And it looks so good. Guys, they're killing the game.
Yeah, dude.
They're also introducing a bunch of new value menu items.
Which no one have a menu anymore. No. Like they're all gone.
I'm off the top of my head. I can't remember what they were, but there's some dippers that they're bringing back. There's like a chicken dipper with the elote dip. There's also like a beef dipper. Anyway, I was looking it up because I thought it was going to be a joke. I watched the hour-and-a-half entirety. I skipped some of the performances because I just wanted to hear more food.
Wait. I'm seeing a Baja Blast pie. Is that for real?
I thought it was a.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's like a key lime pie, but
key lime. Wait, I thought honestly when I first heard about it, I thought it was like a Super Bowl ad. Like I thought it was gonna be like
which is why I watched it.
Super Bowl event, and then it was an actual legitimate.
I got sucked in big time.
I love it. Here's the problem. Here's what I'm so happy to hear about the value menu, because I shit you not, now that I have 3 children that all actually eat food, like it should not cost $50 for me to get them fast food.
No, that should be the. I got $20 today.
Exactly. I'm lazy. Like I know I'm gonna spend a little bit of money, but like I roll out of a place and I'm sorry, like I didn't even go that crazy.
Might as well go to In-N-Out. And get the good stuff.
At that point, like why? What am I doing?
On the road, we ordered a Big Mac meal, and it was like $20. It was unreal for just one person to eat at McDonald's. I was like, did I get a steak? Did I order a ribeye?
Like I go to all these places. I'm like, I have like a staple thing that I've been getting for like 25 years at this point. Ultimate cheeseburger from Jack in the Box, a Big Mac from McDonald's, and
everybody got their one.
Yeah. $15 for like a small combo. Like what is this?
Makes sense to me. But yeah, man, I'm pumped on all this. So anyway, check that out. It's like an hour and 15 minutes, but it's they got me.
I'll watch
We
it.
ordered Taco Bell because I talked to my wife about it before the show started, and she's like, "I'm gonna go get Taco Bell. Do anything?" And I was like,
I watched Cat
"Absolutely."
Williams for 3 hours. I will watch Taco Bell for an hour.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to talk about, my other news, is there was a couple trailers during the Super Bowl that got me hyped. First thing I want to talk about is the new Planet of the Apes film.
Okay.
I'm very excited because my wife wants to watch those movies now. She's never seen them, and I haven't watched them all, but I love, especially the second and third one of the originals. Or not the originals, but the newer updated
The
ones.
Reeves
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Rise of the the Reeves. And so I showed her the trailer for this, and she was like, "I had no idea they were like this heavy," and I was like, "Yeah." They deal with some shit, and we're gonna be watching it.
It's good
over my birthday
sci-fi.
month, and I'm so it's really good. And this trailer looks incredible. From what I've read online, none of this is confirmed, but what I read online is there's a new big bad. I think
His
it's
name is
played by Kevin
Kong.
Durant. And go ahead.
His name is Kong. It's a new empire.
There's a new empire. No, but apparently that's supposed to be the descendant of Bad Ape, who was played by. He's like the silly one in the little one played by Steve Zahn in the movies, which I think is a really interesting tie. That this new emperor ape is the descendant of the one who is just so sweet and mistreated. It's really interesting to me. I hope that's true. I think that's a really interesting take. The other trailer. I don't. Did you guys watch that trailer at all?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Are you guys fans of those films?
What a wonderful day. That's what he says in the trailer.
I know. No, I know.
Do you want me to do my Umbaku instead?
No. The other trailer that I was hyped for, that I think we've all been waiting for a little while now, is Deadpool and Wolverine. That's what that was in the beginning, and I'm sorry.
No,
I threw you
it's
for a
not.
loop.
That was Twisters.
Oh, Twisters? Yeah,
Twisters.
because also we got that.
We gotta ride them Twisters, boys. Sorry.
But Deadpool and Wolverine, I won't spoil anything. Go watch the trailer, but I'm pretty excited of what they've based this movie upon, which is a post-credit scene from the second film, and it seems like that's what they went and ran with, which I love. I think that's a great idea.
That's perfect. That's the perfect way to bring him in.
Yeah.
What was the I don't even remember the post-credit from the second one.
That I'll spoil because it's been long enough. He takes Cable's time machine and he goes around and fixes timelines.
Yeah, he shoots Green Lantern Reynolds.
It's Ryan Reynolds in the head for reading Green Lantern, being like, "I'm gonna do this movie," and then dies. And then he goes and talks to
and then
Logan
he kills Weapon. Yeah.
And he goes, "If your buddy asks you to put on the claws again, do it, and he did. And we didn't get to see Hugh really, but we got to see a moment. And there's some little teasers in there. There's some ideas people are throwing around. People are thinking we might see Daniel Radcliffe in there as a certain version of a certain character. But all in all, I think the way that they're bringing him into the MCU is pretty great.
100%.
I'm here for it.
So I teased a little green room how I was getting dragged on the internet because I said one thing. And, it's a teaser. It's a trailer. It's not even a teaser. It's a trailer. First trailer, Super Bowl, big time. And you know me. I'm not here to take anything away from anybody. All I did was made one comment. And I said, I find it a little too stagey for me because there's a scene where someone's on the ground, there's a silhouette over someone else, and then it's like a da-da-da-da-da, are you going to do this or are you going to do that? And then the shadow gets bigger and bigger, and then hands go up, and then claws pop out. And then in my mind said, if I was going to go and attack somebody, would I really walk up and go click-cling, pop them out, snicked? And I was like, it's a little too stagey, but I'm like, this is stylistic and comic booky. You could do that, and that's fine. All I said was I liked how they did it in Wakanda Forever, where they teased those claws, and you still got to see in the foreground, in the background, oh, we're in a fight. And I was like, that was enough to be like, okay, we don't know, but we see it, and it had effect, and it had a little bit more to me, that little cinema, That's all I said. That's all I said. But I was like, hey, if they're gonna go super deep with the stylistic shit, obviously we're fighting on the 20th century crumbling, so I'm like, we're gonna go there. And I'm like,
20th Century Fox logo.
I was like, it could be really, really stylistic and comic booky, which could be funny and cool. And I even pointed to the one very famous Wolverine cover where it's like his claws are up and he's got his finger out. And I'm like, if it's like that, then I'm like, it'd be really cool to see that version of him where he's like, hey, bub, let's fight all the time. I'm like, that'd be kind of cool. That'd actually be pretty cool. So, but that's all I said. And then I was dragged on the internet when someone said,
Whoops.
movie fan when a movie does a movie. And I was like, I think they got me.
That's a dumbass statement.
I was like, I guess you got me.
Anything.
You got me. I have
So
that.
I was like,
I have that comic, by the way, where he's got the cigar and he's got the claw. Then I have that one signed. Actually.
Well, no, yeah, and that's what I was saying.
cool.
I was like, oh, but man, it'd be so cool to see that, again, that kind of like cagey version. He's like cigar, ready to fight all the time. I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. It's like if that's where they're going, like that'd be kind of cool. That'd be fucking cool.
If they're not going the X-Men, like not going the team Logan, they're going like the Logan who is slashing the Wendigo in the snow and randomly fighting Hulk and shit like that, just like being the Wolverine, just like out and about. Like I'd be down with that. Like if see someone reflected in the claws and shit like that as he's just like an animal, like I'd be down with that.
I feel like we got a little of that side in Logan. Obviously, he's old and
Yeah.
decrepit at that point, but we got to see that. We definitely got to see some of that.
More bring that. I'd be down. I'd be down like a clown. Also, the cool thing when in that scene that you just commented on, did you see the comic that is in
Secret
the
Wars.
dirt next to him? Yeah. Secret Wars, the Alex Ross cover. Who's on that cover? Doom. And it could be nothing, and that's what I love about it. It could mean absolutely nothing.
I do love how, again, it's like one of those, like, again, when you see it and you see how like all the nerd trades are like scrambling to find news and shit like that, and they're like, Marvel's looking to get Mads Mikkelsen to play Dr. Doom. I was like, wasn't he just? But I'm like, I guess he could be a multiverse. I guess he could be a different Doctor Doom. Because I think
that door.
I think that's what they're doing. They're going to say that the Fantastic Four are going to be from another universe.
Sure.
And then Secret Wars will bring properly Fox and all them together. I'm like, oh, all right, okay.
Yeah,
here for it. I'm here for all of it. I just want to see Deadpool.
Yeah,
I'm in. That's my news.
Sick.
All right.
Live plus.
Now we'll go to the second part of the show, which is our questions. Everyone, please, if you're watching, listening, putting this on the background while you're going to work or while you are working, go check out our Discord, nerdon.tv/Discord, and you can join our Nerdon channels, and then also ask us questions through there. Or if you're not on the show right now, putting it in the chat, you can go to nerdon.tv/questions and send us through there. We get a few every once in a while, but the more consistent way is through our Discord. And if you want to support the show, help us continue to keep the lights on. Website hosting, podcast hosting, to keep our entire catalog, they take some dollars. You'd be surprised, but they take some dollars. As low as like $1 a month, help us out and really appreciate the support. Check out nerdon.tv/Patreon. And you can also send questions through there, and we put that in front of the line, like our first question tonight from Brad. This is a great question for this group of hosts tonight. What are some of your favorite bits you do? One of mine is to ask a question, then say, asking for a friend. I am my own best friend.
Just bits we do in life. One of them I used to do a lot. I don't do as much anymore. And Tom can attest to this one. They used to say, well, like my grandpa used to say, well,
walk out.
And then I'd leave. That's it. I don't know. I just thought that was so funny to me, just to leave people wanting more. What is a bit that I do every episode that I open.
What do? It's some kind of like Corey is a little bit of like, as my dad would say, and it's usually when someone like fucks up and does something, it's like, oh, I'm sorry. And I was like, as my dad would say, don't do it again, or I kill you. It's like, don't be sorry, don't do it again. But it's like, just don't do it again. Just something mean, because my dad's mean. Oh no. I mean, he made me cry a lot when I was a kid. So what else?
Oh, jeez.
Is this a bit?
I can't think of it because I feel like I'm like a walking bit. Like I feel like there's just so many things I say are so like cliche and like like a caricature of myself. I
So walking cartoon. This man
100%, 100%.
lives in catchphrases.
Basically,
I mean,
for a while.
I think I catch people off guard because also will just break out in like really offensive Asian accent.
Yeah.
When like someone's talking about that's my MO a big time because it's like someone's like, oh dude, I was really watching this like biopic on like fucking Asian American martial artists and shit. I was like, oh, Bruce Wee, and then fucking everyone's just like, holy shit. And then I was like,
Yeah.
It's okay. I said it. It's okay.
Yeah, no, we'd just be sitting in the back of the break room, and Tom would just come in and be like, "So good," and we're like, "Okay, thank you, Tom."
My God, the live must taste so good.
My God is the one. That's the one. That's the one I used to do all the time.
My God.
And then Josh started doing it. And then the other one that used to do is the G is for garbage man. That was the.
Oh my God,
the other bit you used to do all the time.
That was fucking. That's from My Chani. It's like
garbage man starts with G.
Garbage man start with the G.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you could be a doctor, a lawyer, get A's. I could be a garbage man.
I do take some Manny Matheson every once in a while, and I'll just like scream out like, "Be careful, my angel!" Like I'll say that shit. But
okay, now actually, basically, I feel like a lot of the things I do is when I'm playing video games, specifically playing World of Warcraft. Like we have a lot of like little bits, but they're like it's hard because a lot of them are like inside jokes. Like for all you World of Warcraft players, if you're playing Season of Discovery, when you get the boon of Black Fathom, which is the new buff that you get when you're in town, we're like, grant me your boon. And
I mean, what are you buying?
Like, hey, yeah, we're just like, grant me your boon. Like, just waiting for it, and like no one gets it outside of that. So it's like there's a lot of shit like that, or we just like quote memes. We're playing, we're like, what the dog doing? Like shit like that.
Oh, I got one. Fucking whenever I play Magic and there's something like it's my turn and like someone's going to win or I'm going to stop them from winning or I'm about to win and anyone could stop me from doing it and I will just go it's like I just got analysis paralysis.
You immediately go into like the anime pause, just like
that's exactly what I thought of when you said when I'm playing Magic. I'm like, it's his breathing. It's gonna be the breathing.
Yeah, that's something I do.
Yeah, I like
all
that.
Right.
Sick.
A lot
Good
of bits.
question.
Get me and Mikey now in a room together, and it's all bits.
Every bit.
Every bit we can.
Next question from Dougler. What is your ship name with other cast members?
Oh, like our relationship name. I was like, my
guess.
ship name would be called the SS.
Yeah, but say I'm like, this is a spaceship? Is this
Me
a
and Corey
sailboat?
is just cum.
Yeah. 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 I think Tom and I win this one. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
I don't know. Me and Barry is just dumb. Sorry.
It's close. A close second to come.
Oh, actually, tying to the bits is Steve's and I all about the wrestling, and we would be the Rock and Sock connection, just because that's characters that we have embodied at one point or another. But that's kind of a couple kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. It is.
You guys.
I mean,
you and would be Tosh would be Tom and Josh.
Yeah.
Jory or Jory. It'd be Jory.
Oshkosh.
Oshkosh Bagosh.
Gosh.
Me and Steve's. It would just be Tonthony. Sorry.
Anthory, I guess.
This feels like we just loaded our names into like Chat GPT, and it's like, hey, spit out TMZ
Like,
headlines.
what's my D&D character's name? Put in your first name, your best friend's name, your birthday.
You know what? It's really fucked up.
Yeah.
You just said that, how that we just put our
Drellian.
names into Chat GPT and we just got fucked up names. Where before you would put your name into Wu-Tang Clan generator and you get a badass name.
Childish, you know?
Yeah.
We downgraded to Chat GPT.
It's true, dude. How is Chat GPT not as good as elfnamegenerator.net? You know, like
Because there's no love in it.
No love.
No
That's
love
what
in
it
this
is.
club.
No one's taking the Sindarin
As Will I
language.
Am once asked, "Where is the love?"
I thought Will I Am, by the way, and I thought it was Kanye, and when he came out behind Usher, and I was like, "What the f- doing here?" I'm like, "Oh, wait, that's Will I Am. Never mind. I'm sorry."
Nah.
Mask. The Mask threw me off.
Yeah. That's fair. You know what? That's fair. That's fair.
The Mask is one of my favorite Jim Carrey movies.
It's a
Good
good
segue. It's a good
a good
segue,
one.
dude.
Okay, next question.
Yes.
Ethan Who asked a question.
Who?
What's a hobby you've always wanted to try but never have?
40K. Warhammer.
I was literally gonna say Warhammer 40K.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Easy.
I've played stuff kind of around it. I don't know if anyone remembers. Was it Mage Knight? Mage Knights? It might have been Mage Knights. There was like a pre-painted fantasy miniatures with the click base, you know, where it, like clicks and takes damage and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, so I did that one for a little bit, and then I did. A friend of mine was big into War Machine, which is, you know, the Privateer Press answer to Warhammer. War Machine, and it was specifically Hordes, which is a smaller version of the game, more like a kill squad kind of a thing, where you're just like a leader and like 6 miniatures. And he painted them, and I played them with him. But 40K is where I'm always like the price point and the fact that I can't fucking paint to save my life. That's what's always.
That's the painting for me.
Yeah.
Is what it is. I can't.
And I've looked up, you can like hire people to paint them for you, and I'm like, okay, cool. I don't have $3,000 for some of these armies or what these dudes are asking. I'm like, yeah, it's professionally done, but what? Like, I'm sorry, no.
I wish they would just sell painted ones. Is what my wish is. But yeah, it's been. We have a buddy who plays, Tom and I. He's been recruiting us to try. But yeah, you know, it's the time, the painting, and the cost. The entry cost is
true.
Steep. It is a steep entry cost, but it's one I've always wanted to try. I played adjacent games as well. There was like a DC Heroes click game like that.
Yeah,
and
then
then
I think a lot of those were WizKids. I think WizKids
probably
did a lot of those.
And then there was a Star Wars ship game.
Yes,
that I play. I never owned it, but I played it a lot with my uncle, or what rather my wife's uncle. But you had to do the same thing where you would have to measure out how far it can move, roll some dice, same kind of thing. But never actually played Warhammer. But I would like to play. I'd like to try it.
It's funny. I've played a couple of these other games, but Warhammer is the one that I like. I am so steeped in the lore. Like, I have an entire shelf on my bookcase over here dedicated to the Warhammer novels, or the 40K novels, specifically around the Horus Heresy, because they were just like, hey, let's wring all the water out of this rock we can, and just kept printing book after book, and I just kept going with it. But like, I'm so steeped in that lore, and having never actually bought an army, it's like,
well, I played a lot of the Dawn of War games, and I love Dawn of War, especially 1 and 3. So I downloaded. There's an app you can do where you build an army for 40K tabletop, just to check it out.
Yeah,
I would go Grey Knights because Grey Knights are just the coolest for me in the lore. Like, those are the ones I know the most about, and I mean,
if you're gonna be space racist, at least be the cool one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah. Hunting demons. That's all I want to do.
I see, and I would be the salamanders, just because like the fact that the salamanders are one of the few who actually like give a shit about normal people in this whole grim dark scenario. Because every time I play an RPG, I'm always like, I was play it good. I play it 100% like
Oh, yeah.
lawful good. Like everyone's
I have
oh,
a
yeah, you're gonna do
problem playing evil playthroughs.
I can't. I'm not good at being like a murder hobo or anything like that. Like I don't do those style of playthroughs. Like I'm always good, or I at least like toe the line enough to get the bad guy benefits, and then I go
Yeah.
back to being good.
Sure.
Like so, it's the same thing with because the salamanders famously, when they were discovered by Vulcan, their Primarch, he knew it was his legion because they were defending. Like instead of like just glassing the planet, they were defending an outpost of humans from an onslaught of orcs for like I don't know, like years, something ridiculous, like something crazy, just like wave after wave. They were defending these humans instead of just being like, okay, we're just gonna burn this whole planet. And he's like, oh, these are my boys, and I'm like, okay, that's what I would appeal to.
The Grey Knights are not that.
No, dude, no, they're just like, hey, I sense a little bit of heresy in your brain. Okay, your brain just popped. There we go.
But they look so cool. They're miniatures for the Grey Knights. I'm about it.
If you want to actually fight demons, you need fucking Grey Knights.
Yeah.
Like,
but they are not good guys.
I like demons.
They think they are.
No one is. That's the best part.
In 40K, yeah.
Except the
really.
orcs who are just fungus and believe things and it happens. Like it's such a good. God, I love it.
Ah, that's so cool. I didn't know you're so heavy into 40K. We're gonna have to talk about
dude,
this.
you want to talk color theory when it comes to orcs? We could have like a whole conversation.
I'm not
about color
as well.
theory.
I mean, again, Dawn of War and like some late nights on Wikipedia is my base of knowledge, but I would love to just chat it up. We'll have a whole episode about it. It'd be great.
100%, dude. The fact that purple makes them invisible.
Can I divulge some information that Corey and I have together that you don't have? There was a time where I said I would, if I ever got keys to any IPs, I would never fuck with like in time. I'd always do outside the timelines of what people are giving a shit about. Because I just don't have the confidence in myself to be like, cool, I'm gonna do like the first appearance of fucking Big Barda, you know, like I'm here to fuck it up. That's how I feel. And I said if I ever get a chance to do Lord of the Rings, Corey knows this, I would do after the Lord of the Rings movies and be like, what happens to the rest of the world after everything's done? And then Corey said, well, like, it's peace. There's like, the world kind of just ends or whatever the fuck. And I'm like, but what if the world ended and then there were the two blue wizards, or maybe there was just one blue wizard left behind, and then he has like an orc friend and they just travel Middle Earth figuring out what happened. They don't know why they're there. And this is all kind of a joke. This is all kind of a bit. Yeah. And I said, what if the blue wizard's name was Radablast? And he just started blasting. But then I was like, and then he's like, but orcs are created or blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, but what if this orc had to find his new purpose in the world, you know? But the moment you said orc colors, I'm like, what?
That's just as good as when Tolkien tried to write what happened next. And it didn't happen because it was terrible. Because basically he's like, I have to create.
Yeah.
I have to create conflict in a world where I solved conflict. Like I finished this story. Like this story is over. Now it just goes on and in theory turns into, you know, our history kind of a thing. You know, like all the creatures disappear and it's just humans. Like he tried to write another book where there was like a cult that came up and he was just like, this is a terrible idea. I don't want to do this.
Well, like and a lot of what I was talking about was like how these two magical characters would be in this world of just men and people, and they would kind of like point blame at them. It's like, you were the reason this and this, and you were the reason this and this, and then they're like, we just came to existence, we don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But then they end up becoming like this, like, we will mediate between humans and all their conflicts and shit like that. But anyways,
you know who also tried to do that? George R.R. Martin. And everyone shit on him when he tried to be like, oh, this is what would actually happen. We're like, shut the fuck up. Tolkien finished his book series. What are you doing? Like, you finish a book series and then we can fucking talk.
He has.
Tolkien, we'll have a conversation with you.
Yeah. He has Fever Dream.
I was just about to say, are we going to talk about the what was the superhero one that he did? The crap. It's playing card themed.
George R. Martin playing cards?
Hang on.
Smoking Aces.
Something like that. Hang on.
Carry
on. Keep going. Wild cards. Oh wait, no. It was a game. It was a tabletop RPG. No, Wild Cards, a series of science fiction, superhero, shared universe anthologies, mosaic novels, and solo novels written by a collection of more than 40 authors. But George R. R. Martin has like he's like the editor of it. Like he has like the keys to
Oh,
it,
it's
kind of a
like
thing.
the Four Rooms.
What is
when
this called?
Tarantino did
Look up, yeah, it's Wild Cards.
one of the Four Rooms, but really it was like his thing. Get a bunch of directors
Comedy
together.
drama
They were, yeah,
series?
they were like it was books and like and it was also like tabletop, like a tabletop system, you know, kind
Ah.
of for playing like a D&D.
Interesting.
It's been comic books and stuff like that, but like George R. R. Martin was involved in that, and that is technically done. So yeah, he has finished something. And I know that's also a tired joke to make fun of him for not finishing his book, but every time he talks about Tolkien, I'm just like, back in your corner, homie.
I think he loves Tolkien, doesn't he?
He does, but it's like he tries to like create like, I don't know, it's almost like he just tries to create like a clickbait by doing an interview and being like, oh, I value the death more than Tolkien did. And it's like, okay, like, or he tries to be like, oh, this is what would actually happen after Lord of the Rings, and it's like, nah, Tolkien, he stitched it up, dude. It was done.
Yeah.
Like, it was like Aragorn, Time of Peace, like Hunt Down the Last of the
Utopia.
Orcs. Like,
Maybe
we're
he
done.
wants to be the Brandon Sanderson of that franchise.
Human married an elf and ruled over the kingdom,
We're groovy.
creating peace.
Yeah, elves disappear into the song.
Mm-hmm.
Gimli and Legolas travel to the Grey Havens together and do
Merry
each
and
other's
Pippin
hair.
become heads of the Shire and die. Old,
Dude,
old
is
age.
Gimli and
Sam
Legolas
kills
just
off.
are they just friends? Or are they just roommates?
They were roommates.
Yeah.
Oh my god. They were
Okay.
God, they were roommates.
Other hobby. So hobby that I would like to do.
Is ruin Lord of the Rings? Is that what? Okay.
Yeah, that's what it
Good,
sounded
good
like.
hobby.
Fine. Maybe this is a story that Frodo writes before the end, and he's like, "I did a short story."
Smokes
that no
a
one
lot
knows
of
about.
pipeweed. He's like, Rata Blast.
That's a Merry and Pippin story. That's a Merry and Pippin in their old age. They're like, Sam wrote in the book, Frodo. Now we gotta write in the book.
Or it's a
Ratablast.
play that they do for the Shire. They're like, there was a wizard called Ratablast. Anyways,
One of their drinking songs.
I mean, I'm doing it now, I guess. I want to be able to do a marathon, and so like I guess the hobby is like the jogger, runner, athlete, sport shit, which is weird. It's a weird sport.
I mean, I have a bunch of friends who got into like the Spartan races and stuff, and I've thought like that could be a cool, you know, kind of thing. But also, like, I've watched a bunch of like 35 to 40-year-old men like speed up the decay of their knees in a very short period of time. I'm just like, healthy, yes. Like,
the main impetus is that the lead editor
Run on
of
the
my
grass.
show, he is 47 years old, and he started running when he was 45, and he's like, yeah, in like 2 years I like trained myself to like run a marathon. I was like, what the fuck? So I was
yeah,
like,
that's
all
cool.
right. I was like,
All
all right,
right.
there's no excuse for me to do it now.
I'll
so
run on the grass. I'll run on the soft stuff for my knees.
So I'm here. I am. Also, I did that, I guess, over the weekend too. I fucking ran like 3 miles. All right. Do we
Good
want to do
show.
one last? Okay, that's it.
Oh, I don't know. It's
Look,
9 o'clock.
Let's do one last question. This is for Mamba because it's about
in.
tomorrow. It's about tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's for Mamba. Mamba, question is, tomorrow will be the first snow day of the year for me. What would your plans be if you had a day off from life, or what is the best snow day you've ever had?
Best snow day I ever had. I can answer that. If I had a day off from life, I'd still be in charge of a toddler. And anyway, best snow day I ever had is I was probably like, I want to say 7 or 8, maybe 7 and 9, between that age there. And my mom and dad kept saying, you got to bundle up tonight. It's the coldest night of the year. You have to put on like long jammies. Coldest night of the year. Coldest night of the year. You got to bundle up. We're gonna turn the heater on. It's just gonna be really cold. So you guys got to be ready. And so we had these long jammies on, you know. And mom put sweaters on the end of our bed. She's like, if it gets too cold, you put these sweaters on. Coldest night of the year. Wakes us up at 3 a.m. And I remember being really confused. I don't remember saying this, but my mom says that they got us in the car. Coldest night of the year. Got us in the car. They're like, it's too cold. We got to go. And I remember turning to my sister in the back of the car and being like, they've lost it. They're crazy. They don't know what they're talking about. But they took us to Tahoe. They called us out of school on a Friday, and we drove to Lake Tahoe and had a ski day. because it was the coldest night of the year, but they wanted us to just be bundled up so they could just throw our ski shit on us and get us in the car. Yeah.
Nice.
So it was we went and skied all day. It was so fun. Coldest night of the year. So we say that we say it as a joke now. Anytime my family, I haven't gone to Tahoe in probably like 7 or 8 years, but anytime we've gone since then, my whole life, it was like coldest night of the year. All right, going to Tahoe tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Barry?
that's my best snow day.
So I've never had a snow day. Whether like you mean like school being closed by snow, because I grew up in Northern California where there is
Mind
no
you,
snow.
school was not closed. My mom just was like, "We're just going to Tahoe."
Yeah. And you know, school has basically always been open. And I also never had a cool day where my parents were like, "Yeah, we're gonna pull you out and go do that stuff." But
Must be nice, right, Tom?
Must be nice.
but I feel like if it was gonna happen, I mean, I feel like I've had it a couple times, like now, you know, as a parent, like I've had a couple, you know, times where a kid wakes up and it's like you know, Dad, my throat hurts, and I'm like, you could probably go to school, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, we've been like, you know what, like I'll stay home with this one, you take the other two to school, kind of a thing, and usually those have been the best because there's no competing, you know, I want to do this, I want to do that, I gotta figure out 3 meals or all that. And it was probably with my middle, my son, because we got to he was sick 3 days in a row, but he wasn't really sick, but they wouldn't let him go back to school, and he was also little enough where I didn't scar him by watching the Lord of the Rings extended editions with him, and it was just enough to where like the fun stuff caught his attention and the scary stuff didn't scare the shit out of him.
Nice.
He was just kind of like off on his own little world. So I mean that's a perfect snow day for me, is watching the Lord of the Rings. Like that is, you know, because I'm not like I don't bundle up, like, you know, I sleep in underwear 365 days a year,
Mhm.
and so I don't like snuggling up isn't really my thing, but like, you know, just watching Lord of the Rings in basketball shorts and a t-shirt.
One of the glorious things about becoming an adult is just like that drinking coffee and watching Lord of the Rings in the morning is one of the, like, especially Fellowship. Shut up. What a good day.
I've wanted to show my there's been a couple days recently where like, oh, I should show Morgan Fellowship, and then I remember the opening scene of Fellowship and I'm like, no, she'll be
How old?
terrified. She's 6.
Yeah.
And the majority of Fellowship is fine, but the fact that the first one opens with like those terrifying
Galadriel.
goblins and orcs, you know, that like I remember as a teenager I was kind of like, oh, like,
yeah, and then you get the whole Moria bit, which is
Yep.
I showed my nephew the first time.
Skip around. I'd just skip around, just fun Hobbit stuff.
Yeah, just the Shire segment. I showed my nephew, who's 10, Lord of the Rings for the first time this year. I've been waiting since he was a little kid, and we finally did it this year, and it was fucking awesome. He loved it. 10 is a great age for that movie.
I can't wait.
For me, if I had a day off from life, I'd probably just drive somewhere to go get some to eat. I've been enjoying that little level of like, I ain't got shit to do, and you know what? Most of the time when I have a day off from life, that doesn't mean anyone else does. So that means I'm doing it by myself, and I'll just go somewhere that I've been trying to go get something to eat, and I'll go.
Like what are you talking about? Like a Cheez-It filled Crunchwrap Supreme or something? Or
actually, you know what I've been fucking thinking about a lot? Fucking Solving and the fucking evil skeeble whatever bajubbles.
Able Skeever.
Yeah.
Danish pancakes. Danish cinnamon apple
I'm just like, you know what? I would
pancakes.
love just to
Little
drive up,
balls
go there,
like this.
sit down. I would like an order and a cup of coffee. Thank you.
Tom,
Goodbye.
that's an hour and a half away. You could do it.
That's okay. Now that you say that, I remember like when I was unemployed and I did have kind of days off from life, and I would just roll out to the Squeeze In and go get a squeeze with, like, sit at the bar and get a squeeze with cheese and with a cherry Coke.
It's a burger.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You're okay. So it was on Diners, Drive-ins,
Bay
and
Area,
Dives,
yeah.
famous
Cheese
little
skirt,
restaurant
baby.
in Sacramento. Yeah, so it was called the Squeeze In because they only had a bar with like 4 stools, and it was a very tight place. And they got sued for not having any sort of ADA accommodations.
Sure.
And they ended up opening other ones. But basically what they would do is they make their burger, which is a pretty standard burger, and they put like a fistful of cheese on top of it and let it melt into a cheese skirt. So it literally has the burger, and then it has this massive square of cheese around it.
Beautiful.
Like I said, it was on. Guy Fieri was there. They did the diners, drive-ins, and dives thing, and I would go do that. I would go sit at the bar, order that. I did it so often, which is funny because I was unemployed. My wife got really upset. I got to the point where they saved my ticket, so when I'd walk in, they would put my ticket up, and like every time they put my ticket up, there'd be like a new like little grease stain on it from the chef, from a line cook. But yeah, a squeeze with cheese.
Squeeze with cheese is just fun to say.
Yeah, and just to be able to do it, just sit there for like an hour at that bar, just like just like hanging out. It's pretty nice.
Sounds like a good day.
When you got nothing else to do.
Mine would be
nothing.
Burgers Never Say Die.
Ooh,
that's our spot down here. My favorite spot.
But for snow day, like Barry said, I never really had a snow day in real life. But when it was like in like 20, maybe 19, it snowed.
Here. Yeah, it snowed here this year.
No. It snowed in Sacramento for like.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and that was like my favorite
like
snow experience because I was at a
I remember your Instagram story. I remember that.
Yeah, I was at a Rayleigh's, and then all of a sudden I was like, I'm gonna make a fucking snowman, and then I made a fucking Olaf, and I was like, holy shit, I've never made a snowman in my life, and I was an adult, and I got to enjoy it like a child would, But that's it. All right, that's it. We're done with the show. Thank you, everyone, for your patience for the last few minutes. We are going to be rating Ghoulie Girl. Thank you, everyone, for coming out on a Monday night. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the 19 months of sub for Ethan Who. Everyone, check out the YouTube. We got some things coming up. I've been putting out little YouTube shorts for Magic stuff, so you go check out those little card crack and pack things and daily Monday mail things. But also, take care of yourselves.
Daily
stay warm.
Monday mail.
Yeah, stay warm, snuggle up if you do, or stay in your basketball shorts if you don't. Take care of yourselves.
Coolest night of the year, guys.
Yes, coolest night of the year, baby. That's gonna be the raid phrase. We're gonna be raiding Ghoulie Girl. They're playing Resident Evil Revelations. Give them our love. Battery Print, thank you again for the raid. Y'all all know the drill. As always, nerd on.
Nerd on.